Welcome back to Zizo Reports, your number one stop for juicy, bingeable, trendy stories. And if you didn't see it here, then it probably didn't happen. Now, Australian American evangelist and motivational speaker Nick Vujicic, who was born with tetra amelia syndrome, a rare disorder characterized by the absence of arms and legs, was in Kenya this week for a 2-day official visit. During a tour of Murang'a County, Mr. Vujicic addressed about 3,000 secondary school students, principals and their teachers in an event held at Idhanga Secondary School. Despite being born limbless, Nick is no ordinary man. He is a best-selling author, coach, philanthropist and entrepreneur. He has also been an advisor to many world leaders including presidents. He arrived in Kenya on Tuesday last week from Israel, where he had held a meeting with the country's prime minister and opposition leaders. For those who follow international news, Mr. Vujicic has been featured on international media outlets such as BBC, 60 Minutes Australia, CBS Sunday Morning, Oprah's Life Class, USA Today, People Magazine, ABC News, the Glenn Beck program TLC, and LA Stories, among others. He connects with his huge social media following through the Nick Vujicic podcast and engages people through webinars and coaching. So what was this man who has traveled all over the world doing in the remote and rural locality of Idhanga, which means the place of sand? Mr. Vujicic was on a mission that has seen him speak to millions of students from all corners of the world to preach the gospel of God, but also to motivate students and stop school bullying. His mission is to inspire young people to live their lives without limits. Having been born without arms and legs, Mr. Vujicic was bullied and made fun of in school since he was a child. When time came for him to join high school, he chose to go to an ordinary school as opposed to a special one, as many would have thought was the obvious choice. He had decided to tackle his challenges head on. In high school, and aided by a few friends, Mr. Vujicic spent most of his time on a wheelchair and experienced a lot of taunting, but he held his head high and refused to give up. He persevered through life's challenges and discovered key principles which enabled him to find his purpose and turn obstacles into opportunities, making him one of the most sought after keynote and inspirational speakers in the world. Mr. Vujicic has been in Kenya before on a similar mission, though at that time he had come courtesy of the KSG Buruburu. His latest tour in Kenya was organized by Dr. Evans Baya, a Kenyan-American technology and innovation expert and a philanthropist based in the USA. Dr. Baya's philanthropic focus is transforming lives through medical, economic, and education projects which have been implemented in Kenya for the last 20 years. Our main focus area is helping young people become positive contributors in their families, communities, and this nation. One of our great partners in this endeavor is Nick Vujicic, a global icon, said Dr. Baya. Dr. Baya and Mr. Vujicic chose to come to Kenya and address students on the subjects of bullying in schools and the society, and also the importance of believing in themselves, resilience, and focus. Mr. Vujicic told the students who were drawn from 14 schools in Murang'a County how he experienced the worst form of bullying while in school and being told off as a hopeless cripple, but he never gave up. Life is how you perceive it. You can become what you wish to be and achieve beyond expectation. If life gives you lemons, don't grumble. Make lemonade instead. Mr. Vujicic told the cheering students. Having risen from being an underdog in society to become one of the renowned motivators, Mr. Vujicic is an anti-bullying advocate who travels around the world speaking to students. He partners with governments and education stakeholders. He has created an innovative social media learning SEL curriculum called Attitude is Altitude, wherein he teaches students to make positive changes in their lives, in their communities. He is also the founder and CEO of the non-profit ministry Life Without Limbs. Mr. Vujicic is a marvel to behold. He is jovial, energetic, and has a good sense of humor. With his caretaker Giovanni Rico and Mr. James Smith and others, he is able to juggle many balls on his hands, balancing between being a father, running businesses, evangelism, public speaking, and philanthropy. At Idhanga, Mr. Vujicic was welcomed by the school's principal Chris Gateve and the BOM chairman Stephen Muiru. He then inspected a guard of honor by the students. The boys and girls also entertained Mr. Vujicic and other guests with cultural dances. Others who attended the event were Idhanka Gakuzi Sub-County Director of Education Philomena Gidiri, several school principals, and students from Mount Kenya University. Mr. Vujicic's focus was on the 3,000 students he had come to address. They were drawn from Ngelelia, Mogumo, Matunda, and Ngatho secondary schools. Others were St. Anorite Gatanga, Gatanga Girls, Mute, St. Teresa, Pioneer Girls, Rongororo, and Getito secondary schools. This is a rare chance for our students. Meeting Nick is truly inspirational for them and all of us, said Mr. Chris Gatebe, the Idhanga Secondary School's principal. That is it for now. I'll be seeing you soon with more reports. Bye.